Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The stream will be starting soon. You know what, I think this is it, ladies and gents. Yes, and as soon as I go live, the natural light starts to go away. The sun is starting to go behind a cloud, which is annoying. But let me know if this is alright at the moment. You know, we'll, if we need to, we will put the light on after, you know, there we go. Oh no, that's not too bad actually, yeah, you know, can we turn it down a little bit more? There we go. Nice little look. But yes, ladies and gents, we are back. Also, I do have a fan on. Let me know if you hear any like basically like an airplane or a chopper or whatever. If it gets too much, I'll turn that one off and I'll put the little side one on instead. But folks, we got a few things to look through today, and some of them are very interesting. And to be honest with you, one of these, which I will show you, I was just like, oh my god, this is actually insane. Hello everyone coming into the chat. Like I say, we are live on Kick as well, which is great to see. You know, we'll just get a little emoji in there so it pops up on the other side by here. But yeah, we got some stuff to look over, which is actually it just goes to show what prison does to a man. Alright, you know what? I can actually hear this reverb thing. I'm going to turn the big fan off and put the little one on. Little one's there. There's someone. And there's someone at my front door. I'm not going to go and get it though. I am not going to go and get it. Yes, we are going to Lake. We are going to take a look. And I know, Kim, you're here. Yeah, we're going to take a little look at some things, which is actually really, really interesting. Because we talked about this before when it was these foreign the streamers from America, they're going over to like the Philippines, South Korea and all this kind of stuff. And just some of the stuff they're doing is absolutely insane. So this one we're talking about now. This one we're talking about now is Vitaly, who used to be one of the main people on YouTube who did a lot of the pranks in the early days and everything else. And this was actually insane. So he's been arrested over in the Philippines. And he was arrested for basically trying to do pranks. But the things that he was done for it was like stealing a police bike. Randomly going up to people, pushing them, shoving them, and saying it's a joke and trying to rob them and all this kind of nonsense. But they arrested him. And obviously this was him when he first got arrested. You know, looks pretty jacked, you know. And this is literally only a couple of weeks after of being in the prison. Look how thin he's gone. Look how gaunt he's gone in the face. Literally, look at that. How mad is that? But yeah, this is what he's done. And, you know, he's over there. He's, it kind of makes you think as well, because this guy, he went over to another country and he started just trying to be funny, trying to prank people. And it just didn't work. It just did not work at all. Give me a moment. Yeah, all this is happening, and it's like, mate, what the hell are you doing? Do you really think that you're going to get away with going over to a foreign country and doing all of this. You know, it's... Yeah, he looks so bad. It's nuts, isn't it, you know? But how long has he been in jail? Let's have a little look. Vitaly... Prison. So he's been in prison for a month. He's been in prison for a month over there, Philippines. So April 2nd, he was arrested. He was arrested on April 2nd. Yeah. So then, since June the 11th, he's been under the custody of the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, and this is what he looks like now. How mad is that? I really don't understand where they thought it was a good idea to go over to another country and literally just start pranking people, messing people around. It's like, come on. You know, it's like, just because you do this stupid shit where you come from doesn't mean that you're going to get away with it in other countries. Kim, yeah, 100%. The epitome of audacity, yeah, visiting another country and messing with people and being disrespectful. You know what? That's exactly it. One of the things that I absolutely hate is what Logan Paul did over in Japan. That still sits with me as one of the worst things that any streamer or content creator has ever done. That, to me, is still absolutely disgusting. Especially when... Oh, give me a minute. Just gotta check my email. I'm waiting for an email at the moment. So I'm just waiting to see what comes of it. Right. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, when you see all the... Gelf, yes. How's it going, my bud? Yeah, the forest thing he did. It was... All these people, they think they can go to all these different countries, and because they're famous or they think, oh, I can get away with this in my own country, makes you think you're going to get away with this somewhere else. Yeah, he went into the forest, which is known as the, well, I can't say that word, but it's the delete your life forest. And they filmed someone, and it was just like, what the hell are you doing? It's the audacity of that as well, is when he literally, I remember seeing the video. At the very start of that video, he goes, oh, me and my editor... We thought long and hard about this, and we decided that we need to release this, we need to put it online, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, first of all, you and your editor, his editor at the time or whoever he was, you are a bunch of idiots. Because if you thought that was a good idea to put out there, then you start laughing. And it's just his response video to it all. You know, that's the one thing that makes me laugh, is when he's there and he's like, oh, I made a serious lapse in judgment. No, mate. You literally made fun of someone who was in such an emotional and painful state that they thought the best option was to take themselves out. And you're just there laughing and giggling on screen like, oh my god, yeah, we found someone. And it's just the way he was like, oh yeah, people use humor as a deterrent and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, well, okay, I do that. But if I see someone like that, I'm not going to laugh and I'm not going to make a joke. I'm going to be, like, shocked for one. And it's going to be like, what do I do? Like, oh, you know, like, again. And they just carried on filming. That's the one thing that really pissed me off. They just carried on filming. Ugh, sometimes it really makes you think. It really does. But that was that. But yeah, that's Vitaly. That's what we got by there. But now, one thing I saw, which I was actually... when was this video put out? This was 4 days ago. And I haven't watched it yet because I saw it and I was like, you know what? That is going to be a good video to react to with you lot. And it's this one. So. Killer uses victims as YouTube video props. Kind of going from the Logan Paul situation into this. And I saw this and I was like, holy hell. You know, this is nuts. So, I thought we'd give this a little listen to, folks, and see what's going on. But, yeah, this is just, it's absolutely nuts. Got volume up there. Yeah, we good, right? We're good.
We do have a good show for you today. Woo!
Told my wife, I said, that boy's gonna kill somebody. He's menacing, he's evil, he's crooked, he's maniacal, he's dirty, and he kind of makes you want to punch him and kill him.
No way, Kim!
Wouldn't go by where some way or the other I didn't think about killing somebody. I guess too much exposure to violence had built up over all the things that I had like shot and all that stuff.
He said, I just want you to know, Aunt Liz, they did not suffer. And his whole voice changed from sweet to, I made sure of that.
If anyone was going to hurt him.
Straight away, him saying this violence has built up, this and everything else. To me, I'm like, so, again, a lot of you know, I'll say I love my horror films. I love action games, shoot 'em ups. I love all that kind of stuff. The violence is not built up in me, you know? But yeah, whoa, man, this is gonna be insane. They deleted his account and put it back up. It's currently on. What?
That was going to be me. I guess I couldn't protect him for myself.
Before the age of influencers, Mr. Anime carved out a niche with anime reviews and short films on YouTube's early platform. Beneath his persona, however, was a growing obsession. As his videos took on a darker edge, the increasing violence foreshadowed the horrific act to come. No warning was
Not
clearer
surprised.
or more disturbing than the title of one of his final videos, Mr. Anime is planning something.
I don't think God will ever forgive me.
In 2006, 17-year-old Trey Eric Sessler created his YouTube channel, LinzCat Productions.
We do have a good show for you
Angel
today.
over on
We're partying
Kick. I
back
can't
there,
forgot the name of it then.
partying up here. Woo!
Though his audience never realized it, a growing madness was slowly consuming Trey, and they had a front row seat to his slow and disturbing descent.
All right,
Holy
first of all,
hell.
we've changed up our table a little bit. We now have this. It's the POS gun. We destroy pieces of with it, and we're definitely gonna be destroying this after we're done with it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was so bad in my mind that I just want to kill somebody.
Over the years, his videos began to
Kelby.
show signs of a deteriorating mental state, with some reviews lacking his usual enthusiasm.
Shinji, tragic hero, experiences fear and loneliness, and I would like to challenge anyone out there that has never had thoughts of fear or loneliness in their life.
Viewers soon began to notice changes in both his appearance and demeanor, as well as an unsettling shift in content.
Oh, how you doing, everyone? It's Mr. Anime. Or you can call me
I got a
Trey.
check now, see.
You can call me the guy that does the video game reviews. You can call me the guy that does all the gun stuff now.
Excuse me.
Basically, what I'm going to do is, and this is pretty childish and ridiculous, is blow up the couch to the best of my 9mm abilities. So let's see what we can do. Oh, whoa. I wouldn't want to be sitting on that couch right now.
Soon to be revealed are the haunting details
Oh,
of
my
Trey's own
days.
confessions, most of which has never been heard before until now. It
Greg,
began on
how's it
March
going,
20th,
bud?
2012, when, according to news articles, a welfare check led Waller, Texas authorities to the Sessler family home, the same house that had served as the backdrop for many of Trey's videos. What had once been a stage for fictional violence had become the site of real, unspeakable carnage. In the garage, an older woman was found motionless in her blood-soaked
no.
pajamas, half buried beneath a pile of junk and
Oh
debris.
my days.
The very same room where Trey once filmed several anime reviews.
And though this isn't actually a horror
This is-
anime, I think it is. I think it's horrid and horrible. Horrible.
Curled on the floor of the hallway bathroom, a young man lay in a pool
Oh,
of dried
God.
blood. The same room that once served as the set for Trey's short film, Keaton.
That looks good. Very good.
You can come on in.
In a bedroom, an older man was found still
Even
in his
that
bed,
there
with
didn't
his
look-
legs hanging over the side. and
It
his
looked
head pressed
eerie,
into
him
the
just
pillow.
saying that.
Each of the three victims sustained multiple gunshot wounds.
The only reason we're here is because the freaking police sieged my property with the martial arts training center because we killed 3 people.
Nearly every room in the house reflected a violent outburst,
Oh my
with wrecked
God.
furniture, shattered picture frames, and holes in the drywall. Scrawled across the walls was a chilling confession, leaving no doubt the
I'll
man
never
behind
forgive
the
myself.
mass murders was Trey Eric Sessler. After the horrifying discovery, police tracked Trey to his friend Casey's house. Police surrounded it, arresting both Trey and Casey, who had no idea that a murderer had just spent the night in his house.
Oh my God. I have no idea what I would do with that.
I mean, my buddy Levi.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, Greg. It's it's a nice sunny day, so but we're inside. Yay!
And you're on there, and something about your buddy Trey killed.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if all of a sudden the police are turning up at your house and it's like, yeah, you do know that you have a killer in the house with you right now. He went and did this, and he come and spent the night at your house. I would be like, what the hell? I would probably freeze a little bit and be like, okay, and obviously you're gone and everything else. But that feeling of dread inside you, harboring a fugitive, that's what you're going to think. Like say with the police department, like, you didn't know, he'd just come over to you. And you could be thinking like, oh my God, I was harboring a fugitive or I was harboring a killer. Absolutely insane.
Killing somebody.
Exactly, Greg. Guns don't kill people. It's the people who hold them.
I'm like, what? And I just didn't know what to do. I'm like, what? I put it on 26. I go on here, Trey. I'm like, dude, what's going on? All of a sudden, he's like bolting out the door.
Oh my days.
I don't even know which way he went. And I looked out the back door and I ran around. I'm like, what's going on? And I saw lights. And then I wasn't trying to resist or run. I was trying to get to my front yard. Then I saw all these helicopters and I get tackled.
Wow.
Both Trey and Casey were taken into custody. During questioning, Casey told investigators he had no knowledge of the murders and was not intentionally harboring Trey at his home.
Poor guy.
Although investigators were initially skeptical, it was Trey who would later reveal the entire truth. 1 month after his arrest, Trey sat down with detectives and delivered a full taped confession, revealing not only how and why he committed such a brutal crime, but also unveiling a disturbing plan he had nearly carried out in the aftermath.
There was
You
more?
wanted to talk to us, is that correct?
Yeah, go ahead, ask me anything.
Is there a particular reason you wanted to talk to us one more time?
I was, I don't know if this is correct, but I was reading in some news articles that you guys are having a problem establishing a timeline. I have a clear picture.
You do?
Yes.
Before recounting the day he took 3 lives, Trey pointed to years of escalating red flags, dark obsessions, and a fixation on violence that ultimately went unnoticed.
Cassandra, how are we?
There's tons of opportunities where
Thanks for
someone
jumping
could
in.
intervene, but no one did.
Friends and neighbors spoke with investigators about Trey's fascination with guns.
My little brother and I stayed over at Trey's house, and he showed us a lot of different handguns and stuff, but the one that really sticks out was an AR-15, and he had a 100-round drum attached to it, and that was kind of the one, because he mentioned that if you sprayed it into a crowd, you could kill a bunch of people, and I was just like, I felt very uneasy about that,
He had a Japanese sniper rifle with extended clip, and that's when he told me he was pointing across the street here.
Right.
He said, I could hit a person over there 300 yards or whatever,
Right.
Instead of saying I could hit a deer or a dog or he said a person, and I thought, boy, right then it rung. I told my wife, I said, that boy's going to kill somebody.
Yeah, literally.
I've heard some rumors that there are a couple people around town that aren't so satisfied with Mr. Anime Reviews. I don't know why, but I've got a little bit of inside info that they're going to be coming for me tonight. So,
what?
I'm be ready.
While speaking with investigators, Trey revealed a disturbing incident that happened when he was just 13 years old.
I had a CO2-powered BB pistol with me, and I took off down the road, and they sent my brother Mark after to catch me. They're like, go get him. And I saw Mark coming up behind me, and I turned to him, and I started opening fire on him with the BB pistol. And I saw him kind of covering, and he took off running back down the road. So I went all the way down the road.
Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
And to my, at that time, pleasant surprise, there was a police officer sitting there at the ATM machine. I reached behind me, and I pulled the BB pistol out. And I didn't point it at him. I held it away. I was like, I got a gun. And instantly he pulled his gun out and had it.
Oh my days.
I threw the gun down, and he came over and apprehended me.
Did you have to go see like CPS, child, juvenile probation, any of those people?
From that incident?
Yeah.
No, they dropped the whole thing.
Many of his videos feature
because it was a
stage
BB
guns
gun
and fantasy killings, fictional brutality played out for the camera.
I really gotta kill that guy.
I'm not gonna pay you.
But behind the scenes, real violence was beginning to take shape in far more unsettling ways.
I thought he loved animals like I do. You know, I just thought that...
You know what? When I see things like this, and I think I could probably talk for everyone, is when you see things happening to people, and if they're bad people, whatever, yeah, okay. But when it turns to animals, for me, especially dogs, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell are you doing? I feel bad when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto and one of the missions, you have to take out a dog, an attack dog. I'm like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. You cannot hurt an animal, real life, or even in a video game. I just cannot do it. But seeing that, literally, with her saying that now, oh, I loved animals, I thought he loved them too, it's... I know what's coming. I don't want to watch that. But it's...
He loved them, and he would never, ever dream of hurting an animal. And
oh, look at that rabbit there.
Freeze, Ratman.
Man, I don't know how true it was, but they were mentioning that there was all those animal graves and stuff.
Oh my days.
Oh, hey, Mr. Anime here. Don't mind me, though. Just doing a little bit of gardening. Nothing interesting about that.
They did have chickens here at this house, and they all died. And I don't know why.
Cheers with that, Kim. Yeah, let's say I watch Explore With Us all the time. I love Explore With Us.
This chicken. This was the picture of right before she got sick and died eventually.
I don't know, but he had like a rabbit, and he was real attached to it, and all of a sudden it just. Like
disappeared?
Like the whole family thought something broke in and took it, and you know.
See, this is what puzzled us. If something got in the cage and got the rabbit, why wasn't there rabbit fur everywhere? If he took it...
That's it. Let's say where I live, in 2 houses that way. So let's say I live in a semi-detached, and there's a massive piece of a patch of grass, which you call a patch, because it's huge. And then next to the first house over there, they actually got a chicken coop. Now, don't get me wrong. Some days it's nice to hear the chickens, doing all this kind of stuff. It's nice to hear. But I think it was about a year or so ago, because it was like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll always remember, because Charlie went absolutely apeshit downstairs. He was barking, and it wasn't just a normal bark. It was like a horrible, vicious bark. Almost like someone's here. And I got up, looked out through the window, and there was a fox running up the cliff. And they actually attacked some of the chickens in that coop over there. Like saying, so what they're saying now, if someone did come in and take the rabbit, there would be fur everywhere, there'd be blood everywhere. Yeah.
So hard when his little animals would die. I don't know why he kept going through it and getting more and more and more.
Well, now we know why.
Always come up with another one. Always.
I swear he talks. You're just like my rabbit I used to have. You only talk when the camera's not recording. Dumb ferret.
Yeah, there's a hunting game, yeah. Where you can do, again, deer and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm like, no thank you.
One day, I was just in a bad mood. I took the dog into the garage. I put a sheet over my the driver's seat so it wouldn't scratch up my fabric with its claws. And it was just sitting there like a person. I even put the seatbelt on it. And I took it out to Snow Road.
Hey, Tony, how's it going?
I had a semi-automatic 22 that I sold a long time ago. So that was... And I just proceeded to...
It's a Labrador Golden Retriever. No.
He later attempted to ransom it back to its owner, but she'd already learned it had been killed through a farmer who found the dog's remains. He then maliciously taunted her by telling her he was the one who took its life.
I was totally sober when I shot my cat. I just got home from a long shift of work, and I don't know why.
Again, we know exactly what this person is going to be turning into, because that's what they say about those type of people. They always do animals first, and they work their way up. Yeah.
But I opened the door, and I had a little kitten there, and I started attacking it for some reason. I don't know why. I can't.
Oh, it was a Doberman, was it?
Why I did that? I grabbed the break barrel 20 gauge that I gave to my brother.
Looked like a golden retriever, like a Labrador to me.
I shot shelling it, and I pulled the hammer back, and I shot the cat basically like in half. I called my parents, and I told them about what happened. And
you told them you actually shot the cat?
Yeah.
So what did they say?
Clean it up, and they wouldn't come up. I called them basically yelling at the top of my lungs, like, yeah, I just shot a cat. Y'all need to come up here right now and help me clean it up. And they were like, they're like, you need to calm down, Trey. And I'm like, y'all need to get up here.
Why would he expect his parents to come up and help him clean up and get rid of everything? What is wrong with this? That's literally like Ted Bundy or whatever, and going, all right, yeah, I need you to come up to me so we can get this done. That is insane. Some people, isn't it? It's...
Here right now. They're like, we don't want to come up there with you.
Angel Wolf, it is. It's absolutely horrible, this is.
Down and started cleaning up the trail of blood. Waller County, there's a
absolutely
lot of
insane.
A lot of horses. I was thinking, I can easily go up to a pasture and fire a high-velocity rifle at a cow. The other cows can't rat out on me. They can't say anything.
That's my Discord link in the chat, folks.
Animals marked the early signs of something far more disturbing, and those closest to Trey had begun to notice the cracks in his sanity.
One thing that I found a little strange, there was like I play guitar and Mark was wanting to play the drums, we were going to write music. One song that Trey suggested we write was something called The Beast in My Head. I just thought that, thought that was kind of strange, and actually I asked Mark, I was like, why do you think he wants us to write that? And he's like, oh, maybe he's got a beast in his head.
After a chilling research paper was later discovered on his laptop, Trey began to reveal what had truly been on his mind.
When I had done all the serial killer studies, I had contemplated turning myself into a serial killer. But I looked at the requirements to be one of those, and you have to kill 3 people, and it has to be in there has to be a cooling down period in between the murders. And I just couldn't commit to that.
His studies included some of history's most notorious
Ted Bundy.
Killers,
there we go.
Ted Bundy, David Berkowitz, Eileen Wuornos, Jerry Brudos, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Kip Kinkle. Figures whose gruesome legacies...
Jerry Brudos is the only one I don't know there.
The reason that I had studied all these people was because I wanted to see where their strengths were, what their weaknesses were, the number of people that were killed and injured according to what weapons they had, which weapons would be the most effective. I even graded the weapons on a 1 to 10 scale with an explanation of why I gave that grading. People like Kip Kinkle with a 22 got low scores. I know you're very familiar with Charles Whitman, the UT sniper who was in the clock tower. People like him that had army training and high-powered sniper rifles got higher scores because they knew what weapons
a higher score
were necessary.
The guy thinks it's a fucking video game.
Commit maximum damage.
In April of 2009, Trey took a break from short films and anime reviews to rant on the topic of school shootings.
I'm ranting on something a little bit anime unrelated. I'm ranting on all the shootings that have been happening. Pittsburgh, New York, Alabama, California. They had an article that were like, well, the economy's gone bad. Everyone's losing their job and getting mad and shooting everybody. Yeah, I guess that makes sense since a lot of the shooters lately have recently lost their job. But I'm a firearms owner myself, but it is a little bit disturbing to know that you could be a victim in something like this at these times. All the people that were victims, you think it won't happen to me, but sometimes it does. But seriously, every day I open Yahoo, I'm like, well, time to see what today's shooting is.
I am actually just a little bit... So this guy, he would do all of these, he would have all of these studies regarding, obviously, these killers. And, like I say, Kip Kinkle, I have no idea who that guy is, so I'm going to have a quick look by here. But just with him saying about what were their weaknesses, what were their strengths, and then saying that the person who had a rifle higher top and everything else, he got a bigger score, it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And to be honest with you, where we've just frozen, paused that is the face of evil.
And hey, there's another one.
Trey detailed series of plans to investigators and revealed that he saved satellite images of specific locations. One in particular was Waller Junior High School.
This plan involved striking about 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Oh, it's expired, is it?
Lunch crowd. And the idea was pretty much to
all right, cheers.
Reach the Black Gate.
Cheers, Galf. I'll remove that now then.
Or that was pretty much the only way to do it. And basically you do the same thing that Kip Kinkle did, except instead of a .22 rifle, it would be a more high-powered rifle. A day really wouldn't go by where, and it sounds terrible, but a day really wouldn't go by that in some way or the other I didn't think about killing somebody.
He's menacing, he's evil, he's crooked, he's maniacal, he's dirty, and he kind of makes you want to punch him and kill him.
I mean, why do you think that is?
I couldn't get my mind off of it.
Why?
My mind would not leave it. I was doing the amateur filmmaking stuff, and it really wasn't getting me the notoriety that I was looking for.
But why do you
the notoriety?
The notoriety to take someone else's life to get notoriety?
I felt like it. I no longer feel that way because of the
what the hell, like, innit?
Too traumatizing to think about.
Trey will soon describe with chilling clarity the grim horrors that unfolded inside his family home. For now, things with Trey seemed to take a turn in August of 2010 when he moved out to live on his own in Hempstead, Texas.
My grandmother passed away a while ago, and now I moved in, so I now have a new house.
He was very paranoid while he was staying at that Hempstead home by himself.
Okay.
Because, there's a lot of crime and stuff, and he's always kept those guns close. Like,
was anybody after him?
No. He just was afraid of somebody coming and breaking in.
I had so many locks on the bedroom door I slept at, and there would be times when I would tie the front and the back door together with an extension cord so no one could open it and get in. And there were...
Sounds paranoid, doesn't he?
There was an instance where in the living room, on the ceiling fan, I had a shotgun rigged to the door to fire. Pointed at the
he had it...
door, but I took that down pretty fast.
This guy had a shotgun rigged to the front door. Who does he think he is? Kevin fucking McAllister?
Because I was like, well, what if, my mom or my dad come in one day and accidentally open the door?
By December 2011, Trey had begun experiencing health issues, a development that left many of his viewers concerned.
But I've had a little bit of shortness of breath lately and a little bit of back pain and stuff. I haven't been sleeping too well. My eyes are a little swollen. That's why I'm wearing these sunshades. And it seems like I've got the diagnosis of pneumothorax. So if you're religious, I would appreciate it if you prayed for me.
In February of 2012,
just that little part there, straight away.
Mr. Anime is planning something.
This is just an update video to let you guys know that I'm going to reward myself with probably a 2 or 3 week break coming up here from YouTube videos, anime reviews in particular. I might do some blog stuff. I want to thank you guys a lot for sticking with me and watching the channel. I got more subscribers than ever. I have more views than ever, and everything is going really good.
This particular video was removed from his channel for unknown reasons, and many took it as a clue for the brutal act that would soon unfold.
Could very well be.
Less than a week before the tragic killings, Trey allegedly uploaded another in which he updated his followers on a positive change in his life.
The good news is that I now found a full-time job in a department that I'm
it is mental, Tony. It's absolutely nuts.
I'm still going to be doing the Google thing, though, and I'm still going to be doing videos. So keep supporting Mr. Anime. I'll still
humor
be doing
or
anime
blog
reviews, but probably not as many because this job will be full-time. But thanks to all of y'all, I've been able to be recognized by some people, and I'm going to be doing some good stuff.
But whatever future Trey may have had took a shocking turn.
Obviously
While most
so.
news articles list March 20th as the tragic day the killings took place, first-hand accounts from Trey state the events unfolded earlier, beginning on the night of Sunday, March 18th, when he visited his family in Waller. It was then that an accidental discharge set an already troubled mind in motion.
I had accidentally fired a round off from the 22 and it hit my bed. And I believe there was a bullet hole in the bed, and nobody heard it. It flashed on my mind that they didn't hear the gun go off, so it kind of told me I could fire a 22 in the house without it being heard.
Later that night, he had a few drinks with his brother Mark before deciding to return to Hempstead.
So he stays in the room, and I go and I get in my Mustang, and I drive to Hempstead, and shouldn't have been drunk driving, but I was. You know the drink Four Loko can? It was the old formula, and I had been keeping it for a rainy day.
After consuming the alcohol, Trey then made the fateful decision to return to his family home in Waller.
Park in the garage, and my 22 rifle's out there, and it's loaded with full metal jackets.
Oh my God.
About 16 rounds. So I go inside.
This is nuts.
And my mom's like, "Where'd you go?" You know, because I left at like 12 at night or so. So she was like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Oh, I went to Hempstead." And I'm like, "I'd like you to come out in the garage and look at my car bumper," because I had been in an accident about a week or two earlier. So she comes out.
Oh no.
And she gets about halfway down the car length. And God forbid, I pick up the 22, I turn to her, and she starts to say something, but she doesn't get anything. She doesn't get any words off. And I fire about 4 times.
Rhonda Sessler, Trey's mother, was 57 years old.
Oh, bless
her. Over the
her.
years, she played several supporting roles in Trey's films.
Are you the monster hunter?
That's me.
There's a vicious monster over there in the woods. Could you take care of it?
Of course. Being a sacred monster family fighter has been in my family forever.
Her tragic death marked only the beginning for Trey, whose night of horror
Kim,
was only beginning.
It is one of the worst I've seen.
Well, I'm already committed, really.
It's sad. I think that's one of the major ones with that. It's actually really sad.
Like, I just killed our mom. So I put the 22 down, and I go into the house, and my brother intercepts me in the hallway. He's like, "What was that?" He's like, I don't know what you're doing out there, but it was really loud.
Oh.
I don't say anything to him. I just quietly walk past him, go into my room. I pick up my Glock 9mm.
And that's it.
That's full of
PDF
hollow point rounds. And I go into the hallway. I pointed at him. He doesn't really click with him what's going on. Because I would walk around the house with guns a lot sometimes. And I shoot at him twice. I don't know if I hit him or not. I think I probably did. And he darts into the bathroom and slams the door and locks it. I go up to the door and start kicking at it, but I can't get it open. And about that time, my dad is in bed, and he hears the Glock shots. And he kind of gets up half asleep.
Oh, my days.
He doesn't know what's going on. So I run in there. I shoot at him a couple times, I think twice, and he goes limp on the bed. I flick the light on, and I see he's got this...
Kim, he is...
His father, Lawton, says...
Kim, that's 100% correct there. He knew all those weeks or months or whatever, he was doing all of those studies and all of these serial killers and everything else, trying to find out their weaknesses and their strengths. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to go and do this." And he does it. It's again, obviously, he's classed as a mass killer, not a serial killer, because obviously he did 3 of them in one go. But his family just seemed to always want the best from him and love him. And then he goes and does this to him. Yeah, it's sad. Like I say, yeah, I have seen so many of these kind of body cam videos and so many videos where someone has gone off the rails and off the deep end and stuff. But with this one now, this is up there. I saw one yesterday, which we can't really watch on stream because it's about a man who went to a nursery or kindergarten in the States, and he tried taking another. He tried taking a 4-year-old girl, and obviously from there onwards, and it just shows of how those type of people, they're protected. And it upset me watching it. It really upset me. Because this guy went there, he's got all these things, and you got the parents, and you got the school teachers, the principal, everyone's there. And the actual father of the daughter he was trying to get. And he was like, you either got to do something, or I'm going to do something. And they're like, oh, if you do something, sir, we'll have to arrest you. And I'm just there thinking, you know exactly what this guy was about to do. But you're protecting him from these people who are, rightfully so, pissed off and angry. And to be honest with you, if that father did anything to him, if I was the copper, I would have looked the other way. Because children are some of the most sacred things on this earth. And when I was watching it, I was just thinking back to my niece, Nia. I was like, I used to take her to school in Sully, where my sister used to live and stuff, and go into the nursery and the school and everything there. And it's sad to be, but you were looking around her sometimes saying, right, well, he hasn't got a child, nor, what's going on here? And again, the teachers, it got into a point where she was there for 6 years, because they went nursery into infants and primary, and anyone who was going to pick a child up, they had to give their name. And my sister would either be given my name, my dad's name, or it'd be my brother-in-law's name, obviously. And there was just sometimes you just see people just hanging around. Again, they could have lived in the area, because where the school is, it goes onto a beachfront, so obviously people can walk back and forth. But you're just constantly looking. And see, that video I saw yesterday, and the cop was just like, oh, you can't do anything. If you assault him or anything like this, we are going to have to arrest you. And I'm just like, dude, you know what that guy was about to do. But then he got taken into the interrogation room, and that's when it just went nuts, because he knew his life was over, because he grabbed the pencil and he was trying to actually stab the police officer. Yeah, that's how bad it was. What I may have to do, I may have to go through certain things of it, because you know what? I'll just put the link in here so people can watch it at a later date.
Was 58 years old.
But yeah, it's sad that we won't be able to watch it.
Mark was still hiding in the
not on stream.
Bathroom.
So I go back to the bathroom door, and I start shooting through the door. And I shoot through the door probably 5, 6, or 7 times. And I start kicking at the door again. I can't get it open. So I blow the deadbolt out with 2 shots, I think. I kick the door open, and my brother's lying there in this big pile of blood. It's terrible. It's a bad sight. And I was like, okay, I guess that's got him.
Mark Sessler was only 26 years old. Mark frequently appeared in
He does need a mental
films,
health check. Well, he did.
In roles where his character
Angel,
was
100%.
Killed. Viewed today, these scenes carry a haunting weight.
But I will tell you something that Mark told me about a month and a half before everything happened. And Mark mentioned, he said, don't be surprised if you hear on the news that we've all been killed by Trey.
Was he scared of Trey?
No. It was kind of weird the way, he didn't really
That's the link
seem
there, folks.
afraid at all. He almost accepted it.
So I was like, well, since I already shot 3 people, I don't want anyone to be suffering, laying on the floor for hours, moaning and groaning. So I'm like, I gotta retrace with a more powerful weapon and shoot him again.
Trey then stalked through the family home, shooting his mother, father, and brother again with an AR-15. What he'd already done was horrifying, But soon, Trey
Going
will
back
confess
through?
just how close he came to committing yet another atrocity. For now, Trey recounts what happened next, once the reality of what he'd done began to sink in.
And about that time, it was about 1 o'clock, 12:30 to 1.
And the next morning?
Yes, Monday morning. After all that, I just kind of lose it and I start trashing the house because I'm like in another zone, I guess. I throw a couple bookshelves over.
Absolutely
throw
nuts.
My dad's TV over, start shooting at the TV, start shooting at the light fixtures. I poke some holes in the sheetrock with the AR-15, which you probably knew because there was wall residue on the end of the barrel. Same thing with the Glock. I kind of use it to knock some family pictures and stuff off the wall because I didn't really want to look at him at that time.
Oh my
I
God.
shot out some windows toward the woods. Because as ridiculous as it sounds, even though I just did that to my family, I didn't want to shoot at people's houses.
Oh my
The thing
God.
about my family is I would protect them with my life. Like if anyone ever tried to get in there and hurt them, I would go after them real fast.
But you took him out yourself.
I know this probably sounds real bad, but at the same time, if anyone was going to hurt him, it was going to be me. I'd protect him, but I wouldn't let anyone else get to him. I guess I couldn't protect him for myself.
Trey's murderous rampage, however, was far from over. The family had pets.
Yes. I go to my dad's bird cage. He had 2 little finches, and I start shooting at the bird cage with the Glock. And then I took the bird cage and I chunked it as hard as I could against the wall, and I think that got the second one, I'm not sure. I hear my ferret running around in his cage. I totally forgot about it. I was like, I really hate to do this because I really like that little guy.
It's weird looking. I mean, look at this thing. What the hell is this, you know?
It's almost like
it's a ferret, but
it's almost like he wanted to take out everything that lived in the house. That's what it sounds like.
It's just...
Hey, Aaron, how are we today?
Oh, it's pretty adorable. I gotta... Ow.
Angel,
okay,
I know.
That's not adorable.
I go in there and I fire a shot at the ferret with the 9mm, and I think that I hit him. And then I go down to my room with the Glock still in my hand, and I have a cichlid, a fish, in a 20-gallon fish tank. So I fire once, and the whole fish tank just blows out. And then I go back to the garage, and I kind of look at my mom, and I'm like, I sit next to her, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I don't know if I dozed off or not.
At some point
Kim,
during the chaos, Trey
1000%.
scrawled messages across the walls and doors of the family home. They read, "I'll never forgive myself. I don't know why I did this. God help me. I love my mom, dad, and brother." Though the media speculates.
You know what? When you see people like this, the ones who go about and they actually put out these type of written statements on walls or whatever, I love this, I love my family, whatever, blah, blah, blah. To me, that's the type of person who's like, oh my God, right, I need to make out that I didn't do this on purpose or whatever. But Kim, you are 100% right. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew why he was doing it. He wasn't having any schizophrenia or mental block or anything. Not like that woman we saw who said she blacked out when she, took the guy's head off. And this, he knew exactly, and he is evil. This is evil 1000%. He knew exactly what he was doing. And he's not like, whatever, like, oh my God, panic. No, he knew exactly what he was doing. 1000%.
As to the motives behind his callous attack, Trey would later explain what he believes ultimately led to the tragedy. For now, he continues his account, stating that by noon, police had not arrived despite the sounds of gunfire.
So, I finally decided I've had enough of the house, because it was just front to back shrouded in, death, like a cloud of death. And I was just like, every time I looked at everything, it was just worse and worse.
Trey placed phone calls to each of his parents' workplaces, the elementary school where his father was a teacher, and the Waller Times newspaper where his mother worked, claiming they were sick.
Oh my God.
Then he left the home in his black GT Mustang, and with a car filled with firearms, ammunition, and a case of beer, Trey drove to the parking lot of the Waller Junior High School.
And I'm sitting there, and I have it timed to where it's about 2:45. It's time for school to let out. And I see the flood of people going, and I'm just kind of staring at them. And I'm like, there's my opportunity. Go ahead, go get them. You have
oh my God.
30, 60, 90, 120, 150 rounds. And I'm even sitting there drinking my beers, watching. And obviously, as you guys know, I don't do anything. I would have done it if I would have wanted to do that. And I did not do that. Because maybe it's just what happened was too real.
Trey left the school parking lot with no one realizing how narrowly they escaped disaster.
Yeah.
Afterward, he drove to his friend Casey's house, where he spent the night.
Bloody
the next
hell.
evening, police surrounded the home.
He goes outside, and I go outside, and I have my Glock in my hand, and it's loaded, ready to fire, I think, because I'm like, well, it's obvious that there's going to be about 50 people or whatever descending on me. And then I noticed that Casey's standing next to me, and I'm like, well, if I start shooting, there's a 100% possibility I can safely say that me and probably Casey are going to get hit by police gunfire. And once again, there was no reason for anyone else to get hurt. So
it happened a while ago where this did, Johnny.
Throw it into the grass and give it up. And then I get apprehended.
Though many details of the tragedy had fallen into place, one question still lingered that could only be answered by Trey himself.
I mean, do you have any idea what set you off?
You know, there wasn't any kind of argument. I can safely say that. I guess too much exposure to violence had built up.
No.
Over all the things that I had shot and all that stuff.
But why them? Why your mom, your dad, and your brother?
I guess I could maybe because
2012.
they were the only, or they were.
This happened in 2012, folks. 22-year-old former YouTuber shot and killed his parents and older brother in Waller, Texas. And as we just heard then, he had planned to perpetrate a school shooting as well after doing that. But he didn't do any. And, you know, it's scary.
Were the first immediate human targets in my sight. Well, I read a report. I don't know how they got that information, but they said that I claimed that I did all that because I wanted to spare them the embarrassment or whatever. Or that's not really accurate. I guess they were just targets of opportunity, I guess.
Was it something you fantasized about doing and then kind of thought, hell, I'll do it?
I had never fantasized about murdering my family, no. It was premeditated maybe an hour before it happened, or 30 minutes before it happened. But if I would have woke up that day and y'all would have come to me and asked me, are you going to kill your family tonight, I would definitely have said no.
On March 21st, 2012,
there we go. Yeah.
One day after his arrest, Trey called his grandmother, who just lost her son, and his Aunt Liz, who lost a beloved brother.
I don't know, Grandma. I just wanted to apologize.
Well,
for what I did to your son.
If you believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and are really sincere, God will forgive you.
I don't know what to say. I know you loved your brother.
I did.
I love my dad.
It blew us away what you did. We don't understand it, but we still love you.
My whole family is dead.
I don't understand that. I really, really don't understand that. The grandmother, the auntie, oh, we love you, you know, if you believe in God, blah, blah, blah. So, a lot of people know that I don't believe in anything like that. You know, I am an atheist through and through. which is kind of interesting and a bit surreal because my mother was brought up as Jehovah's Witness and my father is still a Roman Catholic. So, big mixture, you know, families and all this kind of stuff. And seeing this, if my sister rang me up and said, oh yeah, I just want to say sorry that I've done this to mum or I've done this to dad or whatever, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, we still love you, we just don't understand why. I would be angry, obviously. I would be very, very emotional because you've literally just lost the people who loved you the most in this world. And seeing that the auntie was like, oh yeah, you know, we still love you. It's like, no. I really don't understand that. I really don't. It's true, you know, let's say my upbringing was great. You know, I had a great childhood and everything else. And like I say, my grandmother, my mum's mum, is still a Jehovah's Witness. And say my mum was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness until she was about 16, 17 when she went off to college and everything else. And say my dad brought up in the church, you know, Roman Catholic. He was an altar boy, he was in the choir, he did it all, like, you know. And seeing this, and then, yeah, exactly, Cassandra, I'm 100% with you. I'd be like, nah. I'd be like, oh, why? Why have you done this? Why have you killed my family? Why have you done this? I wouldn't be like, you know, like the same with the grandmother. Well, if you believe in Jesus Christ, if you believe in God, and then you totally forgive this, he will let you go. And it's just like, no. Sorry. It's the way I look at that is, if that sort of thing happens, and you have just committed some of the most ultimate sins. You have killed the people you love and everything else, the ones who gave you life. And then someone says, oh, well, if you believe that, you know, sorry, whatever, God will forgive you. No. You know, it's nuts, isn't it, you know? Kel, we're still on the Kel. We got a couple of more minutes left. But obviously, he did his family. And he's rang his grandmother now, and he's rang his auntie and said, I love my dad, I've killed your brother. And the grandmother and the auntie basically like, oh, we still love you. To me, that is just mind-blowing. I don't know about anyone else. You know, it's again, like I said, I'm not religious. I don't believe in any of that. And I've asked my dad about this sort of thing in the past. And he's like, well, a lot of them do believe that if they do forgive or whatever, they'll, you know, that's it. You know, they feel okay. But then my dad brought up the fact about when you see, like, obviously the old gangsters and all this kind of stuff. And they go to, you know, confession. Because, again, they were all strong Catholics and with religion, aren't they? And he's like, you know, why are they doing their sins when literally they commit murder and everything else? Absolutely nuts. Greg, could the grandmother be in through the same, you know, well, it's, you know, it's, yes, not the DNA 100% there, because other people would be, you know, in the family could have done it. Yeah, Tony, you know what, this guy knew. He knew exactly what he was doing. And like he was saying with his family, when they said, oh yeah, he, you know, he showed us an AR-15 and he had like 150 round drum magazine and he said, oh, people, you could spray into people. Straight away, I'd be like, to the parents, like, do you know what he's thinking? That's what I think I would have done there. Yeah, in it, Kel, I don't understand it, you know? Again, a lot of people, when certain things happen, it does go certain ways. But I have to say, I'll tell you something now with me. At this moment in time, I haven't spoken to my grandmother, my mother's mum, since, when did my sister get divorced? She got divorced in 2016. 2014 was the last time I spoke to my grandmother, so 11 years. And there was a lot of horrible stuff going on. She was basically making fun of my mum and all this kind of stuff. And since then, I've kind of switched off emotions. That makes any sense? Yeah, like I say, with my sister, she goes about her, like I say, she was married to her old, you know, she was with him, bloody hell. With him for like 10 years or something. You know, say my niece is now 14 and everything else. And he had 2 other kids. And she's like, oh no, I still class them as my sons. And I'm like, I don't class them as anything. To me, they're nothing. Which is a nasty thing to say, but, you know, I'll see them, I'll speak to them if I see them, but their father did something horrible, you know, like, you know, and I'm like, well, no, sorry, nothing to do with me, that sort of thing. And seeing this and seeing how they're literally like, oh, we still love you. No, sorry. If something like this happened to me, they're dead to me. I don't want to speak to you, you know? I don't want to speak to them. I don't want to even know that they exist anymore. It's like that. And this, when the grandmother says, oh, yeah, and then the auntie, we still love you. Nah, sorry. There would be a few more choice words, I think, going to that person on the other end of the call if they've just told me all of this. It's like, no, we still love you. No, sorry. You've just done an unspeakable act of violence. And it was to the people who brought you into this world.
I'm so sorry.
I know you are.
I don't think God will let us forgive me.
His Aunt Liz visited Trey in jail on April 8th, Easter Sunday, where she was left haunted by his spine-chilling words.
And he says, Aunt Liz, I don't want you to be disappointed in me. And then he voluntarily, out of the blue clear sky, said, Aunt Liz, I just want you to know that they did not suffer. And his whole voice changed from sweet to, I made sure of that.
22-year-old Trey Sessler was ultimately charged with 3 counts of capital murder. On August 2nd, 2012.
That photo. Look at that photo. That is someone who knows what he's done and knows what he is, and he's not sorry one bit. This is what it is. Cassandra, exactly. No, I with that there, I exactly know what you're saying. It is. When you cut people out of your life, and you know this, it does get less chaotic, and it is a bit more peaceful. I will admit with that. But yeah, this photo here, just look at that photo there. To me, that is the epitome of evil. Look at it. Ugh, chilling.
For entering a plea of guilty on all counts, he was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. He
looks so creepy, doesn't he?
CT Terrell unit in Rocheron, Texas.
This is Trey Sessler, or as you know me, Mr. Anime, signing out. Goodbye, my friends.
Iwu reached out to Trey for an interview. He responded in 2024, stating he has no new information to offer and suggesting there are far more interesting stories than his, adding, the memories associated with what I was involved in are best left alone.
Oh
Trey's
my
YouTube channel,
days.
LensCat Productions remained active for 8 years following the murders until it was removed from the platform in 2020. It was later reinstated, where it remains active at the time of this video.
What? Why? Right. We gotta look now again. Alright, YouTube, LensCat Productions. Why is this still up? Yeah, yeah, exactly, Kim. That one there, ugh. So, let's have a look at the last comment. Oh my, literally. Oh my days. Literally. What? Why would this person, how's your family doing, man? What is wrong with people? You got, from, yeah, explore with it. Well, who's this guy? What the hell? Yeah, so he's, so he still have people, messaging. Obviously, it is because of this, video. Yeah, we're not going to watch any of them. Yeah, it should be removed 1000%, that should. It's that's scary, and it's also very... Right, we saw Vitaly and all that. We're going to have a little look at an article I saw yesterday, which... So, you know that we go on about certain things where we've seen websites where people are getting harassed on Twitter and all this kind of stuff. I saw this yesterday, and it actually blew my mind. So, creator of Tattle Life finally unmasked. So, Tattle Life is basically where people would go and make fun of celebrities, say horrible things about them, you know, wishing horrible and unhealthy things on people. And this person, the guy who owns it, he's been sued for £300,000, and he lost the 300 grand because he had to pay 2 people. And it's revealed that he's a male vegan influencer as he's sued. So, the anonymous blogger who made money running a Trolls Paradise gossip site, which, to be honest with you, I bet you a $5 if we went on there, guarantee we would see things about Johnny Depp, AH, all those people who go down. Die, exactly. They take down people's websites for literally nothing and take down their channels. But this person here who has committed evil stuff, oh yeah, we'll keep that reinstated. Why? Again, I'll tell you why. Because YouTube will be getting money from all the people who go on his videos now leaving comments. That's what will be happening. But yeah, so this website, it attracts 12 million people a month and is supposedly aimed at exposing disingenuous influencers who make money from social media, but it rapidly descended into a paradise for trolls. And again, these people, that's him there, he's the guy who ran the site. You know, typical person. It wouldn't surprise me if this guy probably was on AH's side. But these two by here, they sued him for £300,000 and they won it because they claimed libel and defamation. Yeah, I have no idea why he was removed then reinstated. They probably thought, oh, what's people looking into? And for all we know, that could be one of the search bars that were getting a lot of attention. Because obviously, if you go onto YouTube, it shows you the in the search bar. Obviously, if you put in, for example, Casey Neistat or just Casey, top one will be his name and his channel. It would more than likely go that way for if they put in Lost Boy, whatever. That would be the first one. People are always fascinated with serial and mass killings. They always have been and always will be. That's why all these documentaries and TV series do so well. Because people are just so... Oh, it's the bin men. They are just so ingrained to be like, right, okay, I need to find out more. No, they just said it was removed at some point in 2020 and then reinstated later. That's all they said. We can always have a little look-see on the Wikipedia, because that could always be a good thing. History. We can always have a look on here. So, that was the shooting. Aftermath. So, September 2006 is when he created the channel. Mr. Anime is planning something, okay. 2 or 3 week break, murder obsession, sentencing, not really. Let's have a look. We'll put in, so that was 10 minutes, right, WikiTuber, let's have a look at this. So, termination. So, September 30th, 2020, his YouTube channel was terminated. All of his videos are archived and have been re-uploaded. It was last year. July 29th, 2024, his channel was briefly unterminated before getting terminated again on July 31st. On August 14th of last year, it came back on. However, days later, 2 of his videos, Mr. Anime is Planning Something and Mr. Anime's New Job, were taken down due to privacy claims by a third party. Ooh. Yeah, it's all about money. All about the money. Jeez. Yeah, all about the money, that is. That's sad though, isn't it? And, you know, seeing something like this where this person has committed a horrible, atrocious crime, and they're like, oh, we're going to put this thing, oh, you know what? Let's put more of it. Let's just reinstate it so we can get money. That's all it is. And to be honest with you, I absolutely hate that. But yeah, say, come back to this guy. These two here, they won £300,000. And one content creator who had made £500 from her social media account told Cosmopolitan her home address was shared on the site while she was pregnant. Literally, he was, oh. Yeah, Stacey Solomon, she was part of the stuff. This lady here. And this is actually kind of funny because I looked at this last night. So, Nest and Glow is the guy's Instagram. Every single comment on this guy's post is literally, ha, nowhere to hide. Look at you now, you're vegan this and vegan that. But yeah, I'm actually really, really happy that they were able to get money out of this guy and sue him. So, but yeah, this guy now, he's, no one knows what's going on. Oh, you know, we went over this, didn't we, years ago? So, in one instance, Alice Evans, a Hollywood actress who split from her husband, Ian Griffith, took to social media in the aftermath, during which time she discovered he was having an affair and documented her anguish. It was all put on that website and everyone just started making fun of them. I really don't understand. Ooh, Tia. My mind just went somewhere else. Sorry, folks. I absolutely love her. Tia Carrera. The secret to her ageless appearance. Wayne's World, man. She was amazing in Wayne's World. She was amazing in True Lies. Man, this... Yeah. Yeah, huh. She would just stand back and laugh. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Yeah, it was, Anyway, yeah, going back. Yeah, so I got caught off guard there. Yeah, so that website would have been absolutely, guarantee you, we are going to see people like Johnny Depp and everything else going to be there. Yeah, Kim, I saw something about a hung jury and I was thinking, why is it a hung jury? It's so many things are going on. It does make you wonder about certain things. Right, so we've got that one there. Delete that one. So, there's one video on here which came out yesterday on, oh, come, what are you doing? There we go. On EWU. And I saw this and I was like, you know what? I think we may have to watch this one. But it is 1 hour long. So it is a little bit too long. But what I think that we may go here is this one.
You're the child's dad?
Yeah, she hasn't seen me in a very long time. So she kind of freaked out and said, where's my mom?
Body cam footage reveals appearance worst nightmare. So we'll just watch first.
Mom, you're not my dad.
What's mom's name?
Might be Isis. Might be Katrina.
You're trying to get a kid to come with you somewhere that is not where his parents
It's a different one.
That's not acceptable here.
I gotta pause it. Glitter Fox, I did, and I cannot wait to see that movie. It looks so funny. And it's just the two gags. The, oh, I hear you got 20 years for man's laughter. Do you mean manslaughter? One hell of a joke. Just amazing. And the chair. Please, take a seat. Thank you. And she walks out with a chair. I was gone. It was so good. And it looks like it is proper Naked Gun territory. And Liam Neeson is one of the best for just keeping a straight face while saying stupid shit. I can't wait for that. You know what? We'll watch this and then we'll watch the trailer again. Because it's so funny.
Or anywhere.
But he said hi, and I said, do I know you?
Yeah, the kid was probably just very confused.
Are you attracted to kids?
Well, they're beautiful creatures. Yeah, I'm attracted to kids.
Oh.
You are being detained.
How can we figure out what's going on? Okay, perfect. That's a good idea. Thank you.
On Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, a parent's worst nightmare shockingly comes to life when a strange man tries to lure a 10-year-old child onto a nearby boat. Terrified, the young girl attempts to flee from the man and approaches a few employees working at
Kim,
Coeur
you know
d'Alene,
what? That is
Idaho
another on my
parasailing.
list.
The child quickly
I won't go to the
hides
cinema and
behind
watch
the
it, though.
workers and shakily tells them of
I'll
the
wait till it comes on
horrifying ordeal,
download.
to which the owner, Benjamin Rodriguez, discreetly dials 911. However, the disturbing
This guy's a
nightmare
hero.
is far from over, as police soon come face to face with their deranged suspect, who will go on to make one of the most shocking confessions ever caught on tape. When authorities arrive on the scene, Benjamin
Still haven't
frantically
seen
makes
this
his
through,
way
though.
to an
So
officer,
it's going to be interesting to
wasting
see.
no time in divulging the twisted tale.
This girl that's over there, the girl's crying, coming up to us saying this guy's trying to take her. This guy claims it's his daughter. The girl is not going with it. Where's over another booth with another officer? With my partner? Yeah, no, I don't know. Another officer. So I'm getting the picture of this guy's trying to take her. So I'm like, well, let's go try to find a parent. Right. All right. So I'm walking, trying to play along because I know it's like not adding up. So we head over to the grass because he's like, I'm good. I can go. So he goes to some random girl over there. That's the kid's mom. Hey, miss, are you visiting a kid? No, I don't know the kid. I don't know this guy. And the guy's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I got to go. And I'm like, no, buddy, I'm with you here. I'm not leaving you. I'm trying to take this girl. And the girl came to us, trying to get away from this. What's the mom look like? Oh, I forget. Okay. So how do you know the mom? I'm her husband. Well, we haven't.
I'm a husband.
We're not actually going to get married, but we might. And it's like this freaking loose ends, man.
Officers quickly learn that the man in question is 42-year-old John.
So I haven't been to the cinema at all this year, which, considering that in 2023 and 2024, I went to the cinema twice a week. So literally, I was seeing 104 films a year just in the cinema alone. But I cancelled my my cinema Odeon pass in November, I think, because the person I used to go to the cinema with, she's got into a new relationship, and she's working all the time now, and she's busy, which is understandable. My cinema buddy's gone, she's left me, and like I say, a lot of the times, obviously, when I go, it was normally like during the day, so it'd be like, oh yeah, we can go here, whatever. And like I say, now I was meant to go and see Mission Impossible, but I couldn't because my back was bad. Again, say this year's been complete just gone. I haven't seen a single film. And the one I do want to see Naked Gun, I do want to see How to Train Your Dragon, and I want to see Ballerina. But I've just never gone to the cinema by myself. I've never gone by myself. Well, say, Glitter Fox, regarding her and the ex, you had the Daily Mail, the Daily Mirror, the Sun, and all these other news outlets. They were going, oh, Alice Evans, she's up in arms, she's fuming, she's infuriated. And she came out, and I think it was today or yesterday, and she was like, no, everything is fine. We're, they're having a baby, that's great. Which is nice to see. Oh, Jean Dubarry. Well, say, Kim, yeah, that's not bad. Again, I don't know what it is about going to the cinema by myself. I don't know why. Again, because my mate does, and my mate Rob, he goes and sees it now and again when he's got time off. And he's like, you go into a place where you're not meant to talk anyway. Or you're not supposed to talk. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. Yes, Sinners, I get my movies from an alternate area, certain things. If I like the film, I will go and buy the Blu-ray or DVD or whatever. But yeah, he goes by himself. He's like, you know what? It's fine. Yeah, it's exactly, it is. I see certain things and I'm like, you know what? It's like, I don't know why it is, I don't know, but like I say, I do want to go and try, because that way I can go and see films that I want and go in my own time. And during the day, there's hardly any people there to go and see things. Don't get me wrong, I did used to love going to, like I say, I saw Avatar 2, Spider-Man, No Way Home, The Batman. I saw all of these literally like a day or two before they were released for those early screenings. and they were always sold out, and they were amazing. And I think it was just nice that, you know, I had someone to go with, sort of thing. You know, we'd have a chat on the way there, we'd have a coffee and stuff. But yeah, you know, I will have to give it a try, I think. I will have to in the next couple of weeks. Just to get out the house, you know? Maybe get back to this dude here. Let's see what this guy is going. The Last Pirates, oh my god, 2016. And say Endgame, yeah, that was 2019.
Marshall Randolph. As they approach their suspect, it's blatantly clear that...
Well, see, Tone, that's one of the main things, sadly, with me, is I have to go nearly everywhere with someone with me, which, again, that's due to my back. If anything happens to me, people, the ones I'm with, they know what needs to be done. But yeah, like say, going to Samina, like say, it was either with my friend Haley or say you go with my dad. You know, but again, no, my dad's like, I don't want to see film. My dad's very particular with films. You know, he loves Deadpool, he loves zombie stuff like that. But some of the films that I would go and see, like horror films and all that kind of stuff, he's like, I don't want to watch that, it's rubbish. You know, he's that like kind of thing. Well, Glitterbox, saying that, it's actually out to buy and rent today on digital, so I probably will watch it this week because of that. And like I say, the Final Destination, the new one, looks absolutely awesome. I saw the one trailer with the garden barbecue and all that, and I'm like, holy shit.
Absolutely nothing is adding up. However, their questions will be answered soon enough.
How did you come across the child? You said she was down there by the parasail, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, take your hands out of your pockets for me. Thank you. I don't know. I had a friend shot in the face because somebody had their hands in their pockets. So, you know, we can continue this, or you can pay attention to what I'm asking you and telling you. Okay? Thank you. Now, you came across a child down by the parasailing thing, right? So what happened next?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay. Have you been drinking today?
No.
You took her, or you brought her to somebody?
I didn't bring her. She was running down by herself.
Right down by herself. Okay.
Yeah, and we came up here and she was down on the docks still, I thought.
Oh yeah, see, sadly, Kim, my
where did you see her?
my back is just boom.
Parking lot by the beach.
Like say, yeah, it's so. I got a crutch by there. I got a walking stick by my bed just to help me up, and I got stuff in the car. But yeah, like say, can't have surgery myself. They won't allow it, so we are trying to get the injection still. But I've been on the waiting list now since January the 12th, 2020. 5 years. Absolutely insane.
So you took
East
the
is
child
East.
to the
Oh my
people?
god, I remember that.
The child ran down there.
Okay. So how did you get involved in this?
I just saw the child run down there.
Okay. Do you try and stop the child or anything?
The child just ran down there. She said I was, well, I remember saying I'm her dad, because that's true.
You're the child's dad?
Yeah, she hasn't seen me in a very long time.
Okay.
I apologize, but we were supposed to do a visitation with her mom and see the kid, you know? And so it was like the first time seeing her in a long time. And so she kind of freaked out and said, "Where's my mom? You're not my dad." I'm sorry. It probably wasn't the best way to like have a first visitation, but she found her mom and on the grass over there, and he saw that. Yeah, the kid was probably just very confused.
Despite John's explanation for his disturbing actions,
Hey,
he will soon twist
Carrie.
his words into another attempt at clearing his name.
This guy,
However,
oh my,
police
he's
are
just
about to learn
insane.
that John is not who he claims to be. In fact, he's hiding a most disgusting secret, and he won't be able to conceal it for much longer.
Just out of curiosity, why would you just show up and be like, "Hey, I'm your dad"?
You know, she exchanged, like I met her by the parking bench over there.
Okay.
Pause that a minute. Yes, so with my back, it's obviously due to COVID, they shut everything down, which was non-threatening sort of thing. Like, you know, when you don't really need this, you really don't need it at the moment. You know, more important things. And what happened was, say at the end of 2020, my doctor, Dr. Coleman, who's no longer he's retired, he went to the hospital to Landock, which is here in Cardiff, and they were like, "Oh, he's off the list." So he goes, put him back on the list. Summer 2021, I receive a letter from the hospital. Do you still want to be on the list? Well, yes, still waiting. And it's literally been a tennis match back and forth ever since. We got... You can hear all the glass being broken in the street. Sorry, folks. It's the bin men. But yeah, it's been back and forth and going on seeing... Okay, this is happening here, this is happening there. Do you still want to be on the list? Oh, he's not on the list. Well, put him on the list. And it's just been going back and forth like that for the last 5 years. And like I say, my doctors are really annoyed, obviously so. Because, like I say, what'll make you laugh is... Like I've shown you before, about medical... about medical stuff I'm on. Carry on. Welcome to Geek Nation. Welcome. But yeah, so you got all this here now, and I'm on all this meds, and my doctors are like, he's been on these for too long. And they had, damaging my gut and everything else, because I'm on morphine, I'm on anti-inflammatories, I'm on everything. And they're literally just like, oh, well, we still got people. And, because what it is, I need 6 epidurals every 6 months. And again, I literally have 6 at a time, 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and then that's it. When I first had them, they were amazing. Literally, for about 6 to 12 months afterwards, I felt great. I wasn't hurting, I didn't need a crutch or a stick or anything to help me. I was up and down like I used to be. It was great. But then, obviously, all this is now, it's just annoying, because literally it is a waiting game. That is literally it. And the worst thing is, we're in June now, December, I had an appointment with my, the surgeon, basically, in Landock. And the first thing after all this, we were talking about things like, we are still waiting, there's a long waiting list, blah, blah, blah. He said to me, if you paid for these, you could have it done next week. And I was like, right, okay. I was like, first of all, I can't afford it. And he was like, oh, well, I understand that. And I was like, well, and I asked him, I said, how much is one epidural needle to have what I need? Oh, it's around £1,200. I was like, right, I need 6 of those every time. 1,200, so it's going to be 12, 24, 36, and I'm like, so basically it's going to cost me around £6,500 to £7,000 to get these done every 6 months. And I was like, no chance. I was like, that is not happening. I'm not paying that much money each time just to get these done, especially when I've been waiting. But it's absolutely, it's a nightmare and everything else, but, let's say, I got help if I need it, so it's always good like that. But yes, so sometimes it does hurt because I can't really go out and do things with my friends. That's the only thing that annoys me the most, is that. And sleeping. I used to love sleeping. Now I get about 3 to 4 hours a night. But yeah, that's what it is. We'll see, Glitter, same with this, it's... Obviously, because, you got the recycling and all this kind of stuff. We used to get it on Tuesdays around... They used to come down between like 8:30 and 10:30 in the morning. Now it's just getting later and later. That's what it is. And it's sad. It's sad because the street starts stinking. Coming up. Yeah, like I say, it's a lot of money. But like I say, fingers crossed, we'll have to try and get in and get things done. It's basically just, we're British, have a cup of tea, carry on, that sort of thing. Kim, I haven't, no. I will try and have a little look-see, because I got an appointment. What date are we now? On the 17th, on the 23rd, which is Monday. Which, there won't be a stream on Monday, folks, like I say, because I got an appointment in the afternoon with my doctor. So we're going to try and get some stuff done then.
So you met her over there.
Uh-huh.
And the kid was there. And can you take your hands out of your pocket for me, please?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you. That's all right.
And no, he could have something in his pockets.
Who's the mom?
Gotta be careful.
Actually. What's mom's name?
Might be Isis, might be Katrina, might be Mary.
Okay.
How many kids have you got, mate, with people you don't see anymore? Innit?
I don't remember.
Was the little girl with you over there when you contacted them at the bench?
He knows the gig's up. He knows, doesn't he?
So did she take off running at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gigs up,
And
bud.
then that's when she ran down the dock there.
Yeah.
Oh,
John,
gigs
right now,
up, buddy.
I'm going to detain you.
Okay.
All right? You're not under arrest at this point, but you are being detained.
Okay. So we figure out what's going on. Okay, perfect. That's a good idea. Thank you.
John is oddly chipper for being detained.
Yeah,
and his strange
just a
demeanor
bit.
makes for an all the more disturbing investigation. However, this would only be amplified when police have a chance to speak with the victim, who turns out to actually be a 10-year-old boy, despite what John claims. It's heartbreaking to hear the child relive the traumatic experience.
Oh, poor kid.
Basically, he was over there, and I was jumping off the dock and getting back on, and he was talking to my brother, and I don't know what they were saying, but he said hi, and I said, do I know you? And he said something about me growing super fast. Like he saw me when I was a baby, and he said he grew super slow, and then he high-fived me, and we were walking down, and he said he owned all those boats, and then he wanted me to go on boating with him, and then he wanted
Yeah,
to
no
go
chance.
sail with me. And then I went to these people, and he also said that he was my mom's husband, and I was his son. And then he said
Poor
something
kid.
about, like, we'll be together for a million years.
Did the guy say anything to you, dude? What did he say?
He just kept on calling me. He literally let me pick what name he was going to talk about.
The two brothers were swimming near the docks.
Exactly,
at Independence
Glitter.
Point
How'd you
in
forget
Coeur
the
d'Alene,
names?
Idaho, when John creepily began to talk to the children. But the brave 10-year-old immediately knew what to do and quickly asked for help
That's
from
what I
Benjamin
love.
and
The
his
kid knew what to
employees.
do.
Here,
Yo,
Benjamin
this
gives
is
a
it.
detailed recollection of those shocking moments captured by the security camera.
The kid and that dude. Yep. This kid's trying to get help. This dude's trying to convince him to not get help, right? So we're winding up for the day. Yep. Getting things
It's
done.
a good thing they were still
And,
there.
This is his last chance trying to convince this kid to not get help. Here comes the kid, comes over here, and they're like, hey, do you have any questions? Thinking they're, Parasol customers or something. And this kid's now crying, and he comes over to me, and he's like, behind him. He said, that's not my dad. And yes, I'm his dad. He just got up from a nap. He's groggy. He thinks like this when he wakes up from a nap. And we're just like, what the crap?
Yeah,
He's
no.
like, well, you guys can.
No child wakes up from a nap and go, you're not my dad. No. No, sorry. And if he was crying as well, yeah, no chance.
Or you guys can stay here. I'm gonna go. And I'm like, Riley, you stay here with this kid. I'm gonna go follow this guy.
While Benjamin refused to let
There
John
we
out
go.
of his sight
Go on,
until
mate.
police arrived,
Like,
his
what the hell are
employee,
you
Riley
doing?
Estes, helped the child find his mother.
Stoked. I hope that guy was like. I hope they get a lot of dirt on him.
Yeah, damn right.
Get that creeper out of here, man.
As the sickening investigation continues, we'll learn that John does in fact have a bit of dirt on him, so to speak. However, in no way does it compare to his upcoming confession that will stop authorities dead in their tracks. Back at the police vehicle, John tells an officer that he works close by, but authorities could have never guessed the suspect's
Oh,
profession.
so Kim, we'll give it a go. We'll have a little look.
Building over there, the 250. Okay. What office? What is it? I'm a lawyer. Lawyer? Yeah. Okay. How long have you been there at that office? A little over a year. Over a year?
He's a lawyer. Is he, though? I'm not too sure if he is a lawyer or not.
Shockingly, John is telling the truth. He informs the officer that he opened his practice, the law office of John Randolph, in Spokane, Washington back in 2015, although he recently moved to Idaho only 1 year prior to his current encounter with police. According to several reviews, John is held in high regard as an attorney, even winning a Client's Choice Award in 2020. However, there's a side of the lawyer that hasn't made its way into the light just yet, but this will take a drastic turn in just a matter of minutes.
What brought you over here?
You know what? I love these type of ones when things like, oh yeah, I'm this, but then something takes a drastic turn. I absolutely love it. But Kim, yeah, you are right. I wonder if this guy's done any missing kids or whatever. Because if he's trying to take someone on a boat, do something and then drop him in the ocean.
Divorce, right?
How long were you married?
3 months. This time, we've been married before.
What? How long were you married before? Pretty high.
Pretty cool, though.
Another officer is a bit suspicious of John and questions him further about his law practice.
So we're in this office here for about a month. This is cute.
I can show you my office. It's got a swimming pool and like a saltwater swimming pool, a jacuzzi, sports, a parking garage.
Why is he trying
I got a big leather couch and art all over the office and stuff like that.
What do you do for work?
I practice law.
Why?
Yeah.
It's
Right on.
why is he saying to the cops, "Come on, come and check out this. I got a jacuzzi, I got a swimming pool, I got all this." What the hell are you trying to do, bud? It's almost like, are you trying to bribe your way out of this or something?
Like
Absolutely nuts.
Criminal, what do
I
you
don't
do?
do criminal much because it's kind of weird, like the criminals.
According to his website, John practices personal injury, general litigation, and family law. Ironically, it now looks like he may be the one who needs an attorney, and for
Yeah,
a most
damn
sickening
right.
reason.
So the boy you were following, do you own these boats right here? Do you own any boat?
Yeah. Oh.
You own all of them? Okay. Did you ask that boy to go on the boats with you? For a boat ride?
Come on, say yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you did.
Okay. Why would you ask him to go on a boat with you?
Exactly.
I thought you were saying that it was a girl, though.
I don't remember.
Oh,
Got it. Weird.
so straight away, a girl, but knew it was a boy. Oh, he's my son. Now it's like, oh, it's a boy. Oh, I thought it was a girl. He knows that he's messed. He knows he's gone. He knows it's over. The jig's up, as they say.
Did you want to go parasailing with him, too?
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Well, did you say that?
Probably.
God damn
Okay,
it, man, innit?
Why did you ask him to go
What is
parasailing?
going on?
Because it's fun. It's like this big parachute. You go up into the air, you look down the lake. It's amazing, and there's crystal waters that look like diamonds. And
Well, that's not your son
oh, is it? Okay, I'm sorry.
or daughter.
What? Oh my God. Nah, sorry, bud.
That's
It's
your fault.
yeah,
You're trying to get a kid to come with you somewhere that is not where his parents
yeah. Arrest him, throw him in
That's
jail.
not acceptable here or anywhere.
I'll put the
You guys
link.
like talking and call him Charlie. Do you even have a stepson?
I will put the link in the chat for you. That's it, Kim. There. What I'll do, I'll leave a link to every video that we've watched in this stream and future streams. I'll put them in the description box as well.
Not currently.
Are you supposed to be taking any medications?
No, my doctor.
Apparently, John is allegedly hiding a rather tumultuous past.
Bloody
A woman who would
hell.
like to remain anonymous asserts that the suspect is a ticking time bomb. You don't know when he's going to relapse. Just wait until he unveils his most sick and twisted confession.
Do you come down here often?
Yeah.
Do you talk to kids often?
No.
Why
Him
today?
being a lawyer as well. That's the worst part.
It's your birthday? Are you attracted to kids?
No.
Really?
Well, they're beautiful creatures.
Huh?
Yeah,
What? I can't hear you.
yeah, I'm attracted to kids.
You are? You watch child?
No.
You're just attracted to kids? What makes you attracted to them?
Oh.
They're beautiful creatures of God.
Following his
Angel
disturbing
Wolf, it
admission,
could very
John
well be
was
that he's-
arrested and
oh.
charged with one count of child enticement. However, according to Idaho law, because the charge is a misdemeanor offense,
Oh
a
my
suspect
God.
can only be placed under arrest if at least one of two conditions are met. Either an officer must witness the alleged crime, or the suspect has a warrant. On account of these conditions, an officer contacted the mother of the child, along with Benjamin Rodriguez, and the two then placed John under citizen's arrest. The 42-year-old was then booked into the Kootenai County Jail. According to police documents, John would go on to make another bogus claim, this time saying that he believed the child to be his son from the future, thus why he wanted to take him parasailing.
What?
Yet it would only be another failed attempt at explaining his monstrous actions. An update provided by a local news source approximately 1 week after the incident reported that John pleaded guilty to disturbing the peace. As a result, he served 1 day in jail and was ordered to pay a $1,000 fine, although it appears that John is still working as an attorney currently.
He's still a fucking lawyer. Oh my God. He's still a practicing lawyer. He didn't get put in jail for one day. Oh my God. You know what? Sometimes when we see these sort of things and what they've done, and they, like I say, to me now, that just shows that people like him can get away with a lot of stuff. That they're protected. Absolutely disgusting. Oh my God. That... Literally, so... enticement of a child, attempted kidnapping, because that's exactly what it is. And obviously, you know, oh my... It is. It's insanity. It's... fucking people, man. But, yeah, we got... So, what we'll do one more. So, we've got Chinese scammer fakes a medical emergency. Male Karen supports him. That's body cam. Or we have when a man thinks he's gotten hired by Area 51. So which one, folks? When a man thinks he's been hired by Area 51 or a Chinese scammer faking a medical emergency? Which one? Do. I think I have that here somewhere. Area 51, it is. Right. Area 51.
I'm not kidding. Majestic 12 told me to come out. They said, come build our nanobots.
On the morning of February 19th, 2023, a deputy from the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office in Nevada is dispatched to the highly classified facility known as Area 51. He has little information to go on other than the fact that a mysterious man has trespassed and is now being detained. When the outrageous story behind what has brought him to the site is uncovered, it proves to be one so bizarre that deputies themselves are completely shocked. The following footage has never been seen before.
They stopped and challenged him, got him out, got him handcuffed, ended up finding an AR-15 fully loaded on fire right behind the driver's seat of the floor. We're in right now to see if OSI wants us to take possession of the firearms since he entered federal property with the assault rifle, or if we're going to turn it over to you. But one way or the other, I can't let him leave this facility with it in his possession.
With this knowledge, the deputy approaches the trespasser.
And I'm Deputy Walsh from the Sheriff's Office.
Aaron, you are so lucky.
Okay. Do you understand your
It's
rights?
downloading already?
Oh,
it's a pre-download, is it?
No.
That's mad. It's normally only like, a couple of days.
With both the weapon and the driver's identification in hand. At this point, it's imperative that the deputy and camo dudes focus their efforts on gathering background information on the man in question, considering what they've located in his vehicle and what else they're about to uncover.
Pretty much like brand new hiking boots. Boots with like chains on for like snow, food, a weapon. Like this guy was probably planning to trying to hike in. Definitely did. If you see all the that's in there, he wasn't
his intentions were a little weird.
He got super jittery. I had to tell him to calm down when he pulled up. Yeah, it's all shaking. Hey, calm down.
Okay.
Yeah, he was shivering.
We'll have to...
Clearly, this situation is anything but standard, and it will only become more surreal from here.
This is new for me, too.
So what was he trying to say? He had food, he had a weapon, he had tons of stuff on him. Did he really think he was going to try and get into Area 51 without being spotted? One of the most secure locations on this entire planet. Insane.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
As soon as we figure everything out, we'll put our heads together and figure out what we're going to do.
While the deputy learns that the man is Trevor Samuel Baker, a resident of Montana, he's instructed by his superiors in regards to how he can proceed. Then the deputy and a camo dude discuss these options. This
Camo
certainly is
dude.
uncharted territory as far as both agencies are concerned.
Additionally, we need to know if local is going to take him into custody, if they're towing his vehicle, or what that disposition is going to be.
Typically, we don't. Just because it's a trespass. But I mean, if there's a concern that if he leaves, he's not going to, I can talk to DA or somebody and say, hey, this is a.
Honestly,
concern.
I don't want you to have to make the trip to PH.
Well, but it is what it is,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, if we feel that there's a need to, are you going to go with the federal charge or?
That's why I got to go up and get on a blue line, secure line to talk to him about
Okay,
that.
well, let's go up. I've got this all ready to go.
The deputy approaches the man, and this time, Trevor has quite a bit to say.
Just confirming you waived your rights, right? You don't want to talk to me?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
Well, earlier I read you the Miranda, and then I asked you, and you said, when I asked you want to talk to me, you said, I asked you if you understood, you said yes. And I asked, do you want to talk to me? And you said no.
I know about what though. I'm waiting for Majestic 12. Anybody hear back from them? Or am I going to jail or?
Like I said, I read you the rights. Just confirming you do not, you told me earlier you do not want to speak to me.
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant though. I said no though.
Oh,
Okay, well,
That-
when you,
yeah,
I'm
that's.
just waiting for
I'm
Majestic
confused with that now, straight away.
okay, well, hold on.
Despite this new development, the mention of Majestic 12, the conversation seems to have hit a wall.
Why would I talk to you? I mean,
Okay, well, the reason why I'm here, okay, is because you have trespassed onto property.
yeah.
So, but before I just wanted to make sure that I'd read your rights because you are detained. Do you want to talk to me about this incident?
I'm just waiting for Majestic 12. Yeah. I mean, if I was going to talk to you, that's all I'd have to say.
Okay, I don't know what Majestic 12 is.
Yeah, Cal, it's
Started this.
So,
Call of Duty's 440 odd gig on my PlayStation hard drive,
Oh, the bosses.
the bosses?
which is insane.
Okay. But you don't want to talk to me.
Not if you're going west, I'll talk to you. If you're going east, I don't really care. I mean, whatever, just drag me.
Well, right now, you're being detained. Okay, and we're going to figure out if you're going to be given a citation and released, or if you're not going to be released.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is just make contact with you, explain what's going on, and then I read your rights and asked you if you want to speak to me. And you're still saying, I still haven't got a, first you said no,
Yeah.
and now you're saying, well,
I guess we're just waiting to hear what they say then.
okay, so you don't want to talk to me about that.
Just waiting to hear what they say, I guess.
Baffled by this conversation with Trevor, the deputy steps aside to speak with a camo dude in hopes he can make some sense of the situation.
I love his camo dude. I love
he
that.
is equally stumped.
What is it? Do you even know what Majestic 12 is?
What he's talking about. He's not making any sense. So.
It seems neither the deputy nor the camo dude are informed when it comes to UFO conspiracy theories. According to the theorists of this community, Majestic 12 is a purported organization that was formed in 1947 by an executive order issued by President Harry Truman. It's alleged that as a result of the order, a secret committee comprised of scientists, military leaders, and government officials was formed to facilitate recovery and investigation of alien spacecraft.
Yeah.
It said that classified documents claiming such were leaked and first circulated in 1984. Of course, it's important to bear in mind that the FBI declared the documents to be completely
Of course they
bogus.
would.
In addition, many ufologists, or those who study UFOs, generally consider the documents an elaborate hoax. But perhaps this man is privy to some highly classified information, and it's all the others who are still in the dark, as they continue to try to figure out how to navigate this unprecedented situation. The deputy gives a camo dude,
Cassandra, I'm
presumably
loving
the leader of
Hogwarts.
the dudes, a recap
I am
of
a
his
little bit
most
pissed off at the
recent
moment though with
conversation
it,
with trespassers.
because there's few things happening in it, and I'm like, I feel stumped. That was the last video I posted out yesterday of it. I was just like, oh my god, what is going on? I was losing my mind. Hence why it was only like 50 odd minutes. I was like, I can't do this, I gotta get off. But yeah, Hogwarts is absolutely amazing. at this moment in time, the biggest single game for PlayStation hardware is Black Ops Call of Duty Cold War, which was released in 2020. It's 312 gig. Just for one game. Insane.
Trevor, then the camo dude gives the deputy a troubling rundown, consisting of what their research has yielded.
Just so you're aware,
Intimidator, how's it going, bud? Did you get some sleep yesterday? Did you get some sleep?
And I don't know if he's I mean, obviously he's entitled to possess them. I don't know if he's got more of the same weapons back at the end. I just don't want it to cause problems.
Yeah. Well, that's why let's go over and see what you guys want to do. And then we'll go up there and I'll just call and say this is what's going on. He pretty much waived his rights.
I love the X-Files.
We are. Okay, it's in your vehicle. Will you just let them two know that we're going to go up and get on the blue line and figure out what we're going to do from here, and then we'll both be back as soon as we can.
Yep.
Hmm.
Now I'm going to jail that way?
Yes. Okay. Do you have plans to return?
I know. Whatever Majestic 12 says.
Okay, well, Majestic doesn't mean anything. They don't mean a thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, my God.
Do you plan on returning here? Do you plan on
didn't,
returning?
Cal.
I don't care if they tell you to come back, you will go to jail. Because they're nothing. They don't. Their organization has no say on what happens here. So, do you plan on returning?
No, I do not plan on returning.
Deputy Walsh,
okay.
Oh my guys, he does.
I did not say that. I said Majestic 12 said.
Once again, they seem to be going in circles.
I'm not going to return.
Yes,
you are.
Trevor is
didn't say that.
from returning to the area.
Wow.
If you told them that you plan on returning, then there's a possibility you're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not plan on returning.
But it seems there are still unwavering doubts in the minds of the deputy and the camo dudes.
It is what it is, but let's go up there and I'm going to make them a phone call. I didn't tell them he said that they're going to return. So they can still detain him, but let's go up there and I will try again. I'll say, look, he just told the security that he's going to return.
Considering the loaded weapon Trevor brought onto the premises and the fact that he stated he may return, it seems that the deputy and the camo dude are in agreement. Letting Trevor off with a simple citation isn't going to provide them with any peace
it's
of
not
mind.
going to.
The deputy communicates this information to the powers that be, and with that, Trevor's fate is sealed, and the moment of truth has finally arrived.
Okay, you're not going to jail, but now if you return, you will go to jail. Trespassing, okay?
Yep.
Oh, Cassandra, it's such a good game.
Okay, there's two things you can take care of that. We can test you how to
It's so much fun.
On the date, it's on the back. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, see your signature. Now, just confirming, you told me earlier that you do not plan on returning.
Oh, Tim.
What is your plans?
Sometimes headaches can be the worst. Cluster headaches are the ones I suffer from, and I hate it.
Okay, do you have somewhere to stay? Or you
no, you gotta be slithering. I'm slithering.
Cedar City and get a hotel room.
Okay, what's in Cedar? Do you have family in Cedar? Or
no, it's the route back to Montana.
Okay, so that is your plans is to head back. You're not coming back here, okay? I'm doing you a favor.
He's definitely returning, isn't he? Or trying to.
Okay, I'm cutting you a huge break here. Okay, you need to really respect the fact that we're not taking you to jail and giving you an opportunity to leave and not spend time in jail.
Yes.
Do you have the information for the contact about the weapon? I explained to you, you're not getting your weapon back today. You have to go through them.
All right.
So I was thinking about it more. There will be people that will be in contact with you in regards to that. So just stand by to hear from them.
With the course of action finally established, the camo dudes and deputy reflect on the unusual situation. Of course, Trevor feels compelled to chime in too.
But you didn't expect this to happen today, huh?
Usually, you don't come out in.
We weren't expecting it to happen. Yeah. Well, obviously you did.
Whoop whoop go, yeah.
Oh, Majestic 12. I thought. My bad.
Then Trevor offers up some intriguing
Here we go.
information. Perhaps these tidbits will shed some light on this vague mission Trevor claims to have been recruited to join by the covert Majestic 12.
Did you know all chemical bonds are really quantum magnetic dipoles?
Everyone is temporarily rendered speechless by this information.
Here we go.
I try to keep life pretty simple, man.
Yeah, it's super simple.
So super simple. So if the sign says, I mean, I can see this sign right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Super secret. They're super secret.
Oh, my God.
Butterflies.
Oh,
At this
my
point,
God.
the
Here we
deputy
go.
trudges up the road to observe the signs for himself. As expected, they're hard to miss.
Do you know the route to get to Cedar City?
You said you had a hotel room in Alamo, though, right?
Yeah, super simple. Can't get more simple than that. All the atoms in this thing, they're all connected by magnetic dipoles. But steel has like 8, water has like 4. 8 dipoles in one atom. That's why steel is so hard to break apart. That's why water falls apart like nothing. Because it's only got like 2 or 3.
Then Trevor finally confides in them. The whole purpose behind his long-distance trek to the facility is revealed.
They told me, I'm not kidding, Majestic 12 told me to come out. They said, come build our nanobots for us. And then I get out here, and then there's nobody out here. Like, what the Not Avengers, not like the dumb Marvel nanobots. That's not a suit. It can barely move, you know? They're more for sending. It's just to get a little tiny electric, just to get a machine inside your brain to send you electric impulses to control you. That's its only purpose. It's not going to be a suit like Iron Man or some dumb
Highways and everything.
This is actually really, really funny.
Like the route, do you know?
Yeah, I know how to get to the jerky place, and then I know I'll keep heading east from there.
So another van's pulling
You
up.
know what highway though?
Let's
You
see
know
what that
highway
one
is or
says.
not?
Yeah, I know what it is. I can't remember the name, but I know how to get there.
Okay, it's US 93. That's when you want to hit. Then we hit
Okay.
You want to go into Utah that way.
The engineering of the nanobots is officially delayed, and
Oh.
it remains unknown exactly what the consequences of this postponement will be. Even so, they prepare to launch Trevor back into civilization.
Yeah, I'm glad they took his gun away from him.
Did you get anything else for him?
I don't. Just, I said, man, I'm cutting you a break by doing
Yeah.
so you can get back to Montana. So I'm assuming you have obviously a job, all that stuff that people do, go to work, pay for bills, all that. So I'm cutting
This
you a
guy's
break
a little bit on the
minute.
insane
A lot
side,
more
don't you
time
think?
into that, you're gonna go home. Okay. So the vehicle is not registered, so there's some things that if you cause more problems, okay, you could probably be cited for more stuff.
Well, yeah,
I'll recommend
it's...
Okay.
All right. Can I go?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go.
And with that, Trevor is on his way, but not before he imparts a few final words of wisdom upon the uniformed men.
I know Angel Wolf,
The
innit?
nuclear war.
Okay, take care.
Nanobots.
Unfortunately, the status of the nanobot mission is uncertain
Huh?
as Trevor leaves the premises. But an uneventful conclusion to the meeting is an achievement
Yeah.
for all dudes involved.
It's... To me, that one is a little bit nuts, because obviously Area 51, huge secret thing, and everyone's always gone on and been like, oh no, we gotta do this, you got to, everything that's going around, you can't just go there. And, ooh, a police van just went up the street. Ooh, a police van. I like, again, going off. So what everyone's saying in the comments, the leader of the dudes was a funnier sentence than they had any right to be yet. Camo dude, presumably the leader of the dudes. This is why I love this channel so much. It is, man. It's so much fun. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw one. We did that. Yeah, I think that was one of our major ones when we did it. So, because obviously we've been doing, you know what? I'm actually really happy to see, apart from the GTA one down in the bottom right, but we've basically been consistent, and I'm really happy about that. So 11, 10, obviously 8 days. Yeah, so that one went down, remember? 8 days, then you go 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm so happy that we've literally come out and we've started doing this again. because it's been really fun. But yeah, we the last major gameplay one we did, like I say, we were doing Days Gone and everything else. We did a lot, as you can see, of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We did a lot of those, but they were fun. They were really fun. And obviously now we're, you know, we're just getting back on these, which I'm really happy about, to be honest with you. It's been a while since we were doing everything, and it's like, yeah, we're here. But I was going to watch your, we were going to do quite a few. Like say today, you had a brand new DLC go live for Grand Theft Auto. Like I say, I'm waiting for my mate to finish work, and we're going to jump on that after. But, like I say, there's one thing by you as well, like on the shorts, it's, what? Where is it? So, on shorts, there's, here we go.
And he just kept trying to say, hey, well, we're going to sell you candy, and you can't be here to sell candy and stuff. Yeah. You know? Oh, yeah, we know that. Well, you're offenders. Oh, okay, so what's your point? Right. My guys are feeling very threatened.
You're going to arrest me right now?
Said you're being detained, sir.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
When Pinellas County Sheriff's deputies respond to a call alleging disorderly conduct and...
So, the Palace Mobile Home Care Park, which, you know what? I think we will watch all of this video as well, because this is just a little bit. But this is a retreat, if I remember correctly, where people who have been done for doing unspeakable things with, with little adults, I should say that, because I can't really say a lot of it, because it'll get done. This is a retreat where they all go. It's basically a community full of those type of people. So we'll watch that, because it is a really good video. And we'll try and do both. We'll watch the body cam. Well, what we will watch first, so we'll watch the actual video, because it's Charles Olivier, and it's such a good video. Like here you are. How does a repeat offender become the manager of a park full of offenders? Yeah, it's an absolute crazy video. Yeah, like I say, you know, being really consistent. I'm actually really happy that we've been able to just keep this going, because it's... I do think that the trial, it burned a lot of us out. Because, again, going up until June 2nd, 2022, we were streaming every single day, and for about, what? 12, 13, 14 hours. And then, obviously, we would be making videos and everything else. For the better part of, I'd probably say, 3 to 4 years. And that was literally every single day. You know, 15 hours, I'd say, a day from 2020, when we were doing everything, and from there onwards. But yeah, like I say, with this, we will watch the full video, because it's absolutely insane. We'll watch the YouTuber video first, then we'll look at the body cam, because it's a good comparison of what he's doing and what these people have said to the police. But guys, we are going to end it here. Thank you all for coming today. It's been a great little stream, been nice and fun. We've had a good couple of videos. We didn't get through a lot, but I think that's because a lot of the videos, though, they were roughly around, obviously, 30, 40, 50 minutes. But we actually got one video by here before we go. Is it today's? Yes. So this one by here, I'm going to put in tomorrow's. That is Cops Discover Family Sick Secret in the Attic. That's an hour-long video. So we will be looking at that tomorrow. But guys, thank you ever so much for coming along. It's been a great couple of hours. It's always fun hanging with you guys. We will be back tomorrow, same time. And folks, I will see you then. So enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Catch you later, folks.